Hey everybody, welcome to this Xbox Life episode number 501 titled XO is Back. I'm Rob, one of your hosts for the show. I'm also known as Presar on Xbox Live. And with me as usual, I have my good buddy Mark.
Hey everybody, also known as Wingman 709 on Xbox Live
And this Xbox Live.
on something.
Yes. Yeah, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. And I think Mark has vindicated himself somewhat. Because I'm doing
Yes,
the
I
recording
have.
and I'm having all sorts of issues similar to what Mark's been having, but I think there's a common theme. Mark is involved in both of those issues, so I still think it might be you somehow.
No way. But the good news is, Rob, I now see us streaming to all three services.
Great.
Yay!
We'll
You finally figured it out.
so the trick is
Oh.
restart the streaming client 50 million times, and then it finally does what it needs to do.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Now that we've lost our audience, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right.
50 minutes late. Well,
So, anyways,
what are you gonna do?
everybody's gone to bed. So, but you can listen to us live on every weekend, every Sunday on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. Normally at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific. But unfortunately, tonight that didn't happen. But that's our normal plans. Technology doesn't always work, people. So we apologize. Oh, and also, we are not affiliated with Microsoft or the Xbox in any way. This is a show being done by fans for fans of the. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of Microsoft. So, Rob, outside of playing the How Do I Host a Podcast show tonight, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a moving game. That's a heck of a lot of fun. 3 months after I moved. No, not fun. Not fun at all. But gaming wise, I've been playing Fortnite Battle Royale. The end of the season was like 3 days ago. The end of season 5, season 6 started on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. And so there was a mad rush by me to get all my weeks of challenges completed, and I managed to squeak those out on Wednesday, the last day, and I got my tier 100 skin. All excited about that, and I think I've resolved to not let that happen again. To wait until the last week. No cramming. That's not fun. It's not fun at all. But season 6 started. Looks like it's going to be kind of interesting. A lot of map changes here and there. They've done some crazy stuff. Added these shadow stone things, which turn you like into a ghost, and you can kind of like fly around the map a little bit, and people really don't see you, but it lets you really sneak up on people, which is kind of neat. Is you've never played it, right, Mark? Battle Royale, or have you?
I very little, very very little.
Okay, but you played a lot of Save the World, right?
Yes, I did. I'm into the second world, but
Oh,
such a long game, dude, that I haven't never gone back.
Okay. There's a lot of other stuff to play as well. But yeah, they made some changes recently. They got rid of the light machine gun, bounce pads, a bunch of other stuff. There's a house in Loot Lake that is now flying around the map, which is kind of neat. And yeah, I mean, it's some cool stuff. I like how they're changing the game fairly regularly, almost on a weekly basis, and just keeping things fresh. But it would also be nice to see some competitors step in and maybe dethrone Fortnite a little bit from the limelight of King of Battle Royale.
Well, that might be called Blackout and Battlefield.
Maybe. We'll see. I guess it really depends on how super close they are to PUBG, because I would really expect if they're really super similar to PUBG in terms of feel, that they might have a hard time. They have to have something fresh and exciting, something interesting. But, you know, actually with PUBG versus like COD. So, okay, let's take a step back. So the Black Ops one, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
Blackout. It's
Blackout,
called Blackout.
right? How many? So does that come with the purchase of Black Ops? Was it 4? I think it's 4,
Ooh.
right?
Yes, it is 4.
Yeah. Does it come with the purchase of that, or can you play it free?
As far as I know, you have to buy the game.
Okay.
So it is a $60 battle royale essentially.
Now, how many people buy it typically per year?
Oh, gee.
Because it's not
I,
a regular Call of Duty, right? It's sort of like
mm,
that spin-off. That's how
yeah,
I
but it
usually
was
saw it.
it's like one of the most popular ones.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if they sell like millions and millions of copies of this game, then they just might get the user count out there.
I mean, I honestly don't think it's going to take away because the tens of millions that are buying Call of Duty, they're still going to buy it. They're going to play their zombies. They might tap into this, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a new mode, and it's not what I think your typical Call of Duty person plays. I don't know if a lot of Call of Duty people went over and played PUBG or Fortnite. Probably not Fortnite. They probably went to PUBG and tried that. And I think that yes, those people are not going to be playing PUBG. Those people will be playing Blackout because it is the game that they're used to. I actually want to play it. I think I'll like it because it is that Call of Duty feeling. It's that movement. It's that speed. It's everything I know and that I play for so long. I didn't care for the slower pace of PUBG. It was neat because it was kind of tense,
Yeah.
but I just kind of prefer to run and kill and shoot. And if I die, come back in and run and shoot.
Oh, like Fortnite.
It's a different style of game. So,
Yeah,
but
because
yeah.
Fortnite's pretty intense. The battle royale.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite's free. I mean, that's what it's
Yeah.
got going for it. PUBG
Well,
is $30. It's not a full price game. So I don't think Call of Duty and Battlefield are gonna. I don't think they're gonna necessarily take away. I would imagine you will see maybe the numbers drop when these games release, like when Call of Duty comes out.
mhm.
People might be jumping over that are buying Call of Duty, trying it out, but I don't think in the long run it's going to hurt those two.
Yeah.
So
And I was going to say that Fortnite is free, but how much money are people dropping into it?
oh,
The
isn't it
battle
hundreds
royale.
of millions? Aren't they? I think Epic's make a month or something. It's insane. They're
Yeah.
making lots of money.
Oh yeah. Like the season just started and there's a lot of people that have bought all of the tiers already. So there's 100 tiers to get all of the rewards in the battle pass. So it's 950 V-Bucks to get the battle pass. And that's the equivalent of like $9.50, I think. Because it's roughly, I think 100 V-Bucks is a dollar. So it's like a penny.
So people are still paying to play the game essentially
Oh yeah.
because they want those rewards for the season pass.
Well, so okay, with Battle Royale, if you don't get Save the World, you do want to play Battle Royale and you do want to participate in the challenges, in the battle pass, etc. If you want to participate in that, then you have to buy into it for 950 V-Bucks first time. you get somewhere around 1400, 1500 V-Bucks by playing through it. So technically, once you get into it, you can use that money that you earn to get next season. And that's if you can prevent yourself from buying anything the entire time. Because V-Bucks, it's like any virtual currency. It's not tangible to some people. It's like, boom, okay, buy it. It's like, Microsoft rewards points where you just drop them on something. But there's a lot of people that have already bought everything. So that's 950 V-Bucks or $9.50 to buy into the battle pass. And then to buy the tiers, it's 150 a tier. So that's $1.50 a tier for 100 tiers. So technically, people are spending close to $150 to unlock everything. And that's for the season. That's a 10-week season.
One season?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you do get, I guess, if you get like, let's say, 1,500 V-Bucks throughout the season, technically you get that back. So it's 150 minus 15. So is that $135? That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But some people will do it. So a free game costs you over $100 in 3 months? Every 3 months? That's like $400 a year.
And people are paying it.
Yeah. And what do you get from it? You get skins, you get emotes, you get dances.
Yeah. People love
banners. Yeah. Oh no. Absolutely.
So,
But it's interesting. Interesting stuff. And then there was one other thing that I wanted to mention, and I can't find it right now. There was a huge tease from Microsoft today. Did you get an email from Microsoft today? From Xbox Live?
Was it an Xbox Live message?
No, it was an actual email.
It was an email?
Yeah.
Let's
see if I can find it.
Not that I see.
Yeah, because it came in a couple hours ago, and it caused me to run to my Xbox, and then I was shaking my fist in anger, in rage. I don't see it anymore. I don't know where it went. Google does this crazy sorting now.
Well, you better find it, because now you've got us all intrigued. Like, ooh, what?
Yeah. So
I didn't get nothing. I think you're lying now. So
yeah, I don't see it now. But it was a message that said that Forza Horizon 4 is now available to play in Game Pass. Because my understanding was that it was supposed to be available Tuesday. Because in Game Pass, we're getting the peasant version.
Right.
For free, which is a $60 version. And so that was releasing on Tuesday. That's when it was going to go into Game Pass. That's when we would have it available. And I got an email today, and I checked it on my phone and was really disappointed when I didn't find it anywhere. Actually, I looked it up on my Game Pass app, didn't see it in there. So I was like, I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah, and they probably just released it early.
Yeah, that email probably went out as a whoopsie. And I don't see it anywhere, which is weird.
I'm looking right now. The last thing that was added was the Halo Master Chief Collection, Quantum Break, Snake Pass. Those are the last items added. It's not there yet. So even the October 1st stuff, which comes out here tomorrow, they're not even they're not even in Game Pass yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Weird.
yeah, it's not going to be there till Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely not.
Someone pulled the trigger and sent the wrong email. It probably was supposed to say the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, or maybe I just didn't read it properly. I
That's
read what
probably
I read what I wanted to read out of it.
Yeah, I was Stricken Thoughts in the chat, and he's like, I wish it was available
Yeah. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Us both.
So, yeah. And I'll be getting it. I will be setting up a TXL club as long as they're still doing that. I know they've done it in the past. So it's going to take a while. Usually you got to get pretty far into the game. So, so bear with me some time, but I will create a TXL club and so we can all hang out together and stuff like that. So, and I'll let you guys know in the Facebook group when it's done, and we'll announce it on the show. Hopefully it'll be hopefully I can get that done before next week. But I am traveling. I have my Xbox with me. I have one of them with me, but downloading that game over Hotel Wireless might take me all week.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like I can leave it sit here during the day because I'm gonna be 4 different hotels for the next week. So, like every night somewhere else. So I can't leave it download all day long.
And
So,
this isn't something that you can even preload.
no, you can't because it's Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. It would be nice if you could, but I get it. It's free. Maybe they'll come later on and let you preload stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I can't really. I'm sure people will complain, but I'm not going to come free. I mean, so. But anyways, so what did you play anything else this week?
No, that was it.
All right, so I have to say it again. LiveLock is an amazing, fun game. I love it. I actually have completed it many times.
Oh, wow.
I have all the achievements in the game. It took me about 25 hours. So, but I played the first time through on easy, and what I discovered is there's achievements for beating on easy, medium, and hard, right? And or easy, regular, whatever, and hard. And you can start this game out on hard. Yeah, you'll die more, but when you die, you basically kind of come back down in a drop pod right to where you're at, and everybody that you killed stays dead.
Nice.
So my recommendation is just to play it on hard because it really isn't that hard. And you can co-op, you can get other people to join you. If you want to play this week and you see me online, hit me up, and I do have LiveLock installed on this box, so I'll be more than happy to play. But it is a really fun game. It's currently free Games with Gold. I can't say, excuse me, now I got the hiccups. I can't say enough good about it. I really enjoy it. So, and I know a couple people contacted me and said, thank you for recommending it. I missed this. This is great. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about it yet. So, yeah, check it out. Also, I finally started diving back into Tomb Raider. Dude, I don't know what to say about this. This game is not as the first one, the original reboot. I still think was the best. The second one was good, but it felt more open world and
Yeah, it
like,
did.
And then this one, dude, I am so lost. I don't I can't follow the map. It doesn't make any sense. I've passed tombs, like the very first one, like I couldn't get into it for some reason. I didn't have something. I don't know where to go to get the stuff. There's something very different about this game. It looks amazing. I'm not doubting it. It is, the platforming and stuff is fun. It's tricky. But there's times where I'm like, okay, I can't see where to go next. Like you're traversing walls or something, and like where do I go? I don't even see where I'm supposed to go. And clicking in on the little stick only says, yeah, you need to get over here. Well, I know that. I'm hanging off this wall and I cannot tell where I'm supposed to go from here. It's
Right.
it definitely does not hold your hand. Um, and I'm finding that I'm really not enjoying it that much. I'm really not, and I don't know if it's just more of the same, but I really don't think that because I like Tomb Raider games, but this one is just seems overly difficult. Um,
Yeah. You know, I definitely know what you're saying. And it really reminds me a little bit about what happened with real time strategy games from years ago,
uh-huh.
where it was like with Command and Conquer, for example, at least my personal history with it. I loved Command and Conquer. And the games after it, like the Red Alerts and the other CNC games, they
Oh yeah.
took they took the formula that I loved in Command and Conquer, and then they made it more complicated. Do you know what I mean? And when you like that initial one, you don't necessarily want to have to, like, if you want to build a harvester, you don't necessarily want to have to farm the ore to make the bolts, to make the undercarriage plate for the harvester. It's just like, I just want to make the harvester. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
some people love that, though. They want that complexity to the minutest levels. And I know what you're saying about the complexity in this, because it is different. Because the first one, I think, was just um because what it was it just called Tomb Raider?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just Tomb Raider and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. So from the
Correct.
first one to the second one, as an example, the first one I think focused on just bringing back some of that gameplay. The second one I felt had a lot more like upgrading and crafting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the sense that I got to it. It was more complicated, but I think you could ignore some of that stuff. And then
Yeah.
I think they're taking the formula from the first two and now making it even. It's like, okay, we don't want to make this game the same. We're going to make it even more complicated. We're going to do crazy stuff with the tombs. We're going to do crazy stuff with like leveling up your equipment. And like, I'm going through like these tombs or whatever, these like caves and stuff. I'm like pulsing that vision thing. I forgot what it's called. You know what I'm saying? Where it shows you.
Oh, the with survival instincts.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's yeah.
I'm like pulsing it. I'm like, I'm not even looking. I'm just, okay, I got to go over here. There's something over here. Okay, I got to go over there. It's, if you get caught up in the minutia of it, you're really just losing the whole experience. And I bet that that's like what you're talking about.
Well, I remember hitting that in the. It's like this one. I'm constantly doing it now. I know that there's settings, and I can go in and change them to make like that aspect like easier, but I don't necessarily want it to handhold me. But there's just I can't put my finger on it. I'd never like I like to click to know where I'm supposed to go. I don't mind figuring out how I got to get there. I've always
Sure.
it's never laid out the trail. I mean, I do some games I do like like when you're in like an Neverwinter Nights or something like that. It's just like when you're in a big, huge open world. Yeah, put the line down, let me follow it. I want to know where I'm supposed to be going. But in this one, I'm fine. It's like okay, it's over here, and I'm fine figuring out how to get there. But like, there's just something about like I go into these towns. It's like, oh well, go talk to this person. I'm like, well, where is this person? And you pull up the map, and I'm like, I don't understand this. Like, I was in a tomb the other day, and I could have swore all the other tombs you go in one way, and there's usually an exit nearby when you complete it. And I couldn't find that, and I was like, I had to go all the way back. Then I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm kind of lost. I can't fast travel because I can't get to a camp. And then I had to go all the way back into the tomb, and it was just like, where am I? It's like it is. This one seems to be extremely confusing. Just like how to get around, where am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to do? I know there's side missions, and I've been hearing from other people say, "Oh, you buy some of the gear you need at vendors." I'm like, really? Like, I still need this rope pulley thing, and I need the, I don't know. I still need a lot of
Is
stuff.
is it like those games where it's like you're in the middle of a tomb and then there's a dude in a corner selling stuff? It's like an abandoned tomb. Dust everywhere, and then the guy's like, "I got your pulleys. I got your rope here."
Oh, but it is and it's funny. I was playing in this I think it was Friday night, maybe it was Saturday night. I finally got a chance to play it on my X, and yeah, it was nice. I mean, it looks great even on my S. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. Mhm.
I but the game is amazing looking. Um, but and there's a lot of different stuff like swimming. You'll fight eels, you'll get eaten by piranha. I hate the piranha. But yeah, it's like a lot of times I feel like I need to almost permanently have that survival instinct on just so I know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe that would help me out, but then you're missing everything,
Yeah.
like the visuals and the beauty of the world. The combat is super hard. Um, the only way to do this is to stealth your way through it. Um, and I'm constantly dying. And if I mess up, oh, there, like to select your weapon, you gotta like up on the D-pad and then move a stick while you're trying to move and run. It's just like it's not. This one. I don't think the others were tough, but this one seems to be like, my goodness, this is a lot harder. It just trying to craft arrows, and I'm like, I keep forgetting, like, well, how do I do that? It's like, oh, hold right trigger. Well, I'm used to right trigger to shoot. It's just there's like a lot of little things that are adding to the confusion for me. But I'm still gonna play it. I'm gonna get through it. I am working my way through. I am enjoying it. Um, and Stricken asked me what difficulty am I playing. I think it's just normal. I took like the defaults when the game launched, so I believe it's just normal. Um, and it's just I'm having a struggle with it. I might need to go and look at some of that. And I know there's three things you can change, like the difficulty, so it's not one setting altogether like we're used to. You can have like combat. You can have your combat like cranked up if you want, or make that really simple. You can change there's that like survival instinct, I think, will last longer or something. Or and then if you crank up like the hints or something, there's another one where like right now, if I'm doing something like in a tomb, Lara will say, "Oh, I've got a picture or something." So it's like, oh, she's like, "Oh, I remember taking a picture of something." So you pull it out of your notebook. Somehow it's going to help you with the puzzle that you're looking at. And then if you're on like the hardest, like she won't say anything. You're like nothing. And if you hit the instinct, like nothing comes up. It just doesn't help you at all. And then I think you can drop that down, and I think it gives you more help. But I don't necessarily want to handhold it. I kind of want to think. But I've had to rely on YouTube several times, and it's like it annoys me because it's like I
Oh
want to
yeah.
figure this out, but it's like I'm standing there, and
No,
it's
you
just
don't.
like I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and I don't want to deal with, you know, but it just seems more difficult um, than I remember the others being. So, but still, it's still a good game. It really is. Just seems to that they've made it a little bit more core. Maybe they're trying to get back to more of a hardcore game instead of hey, this is a game for everybody. Maybe that's what they're slowly working to. I don't know, but it's still a good game. Definitely don't pass on it. But just I think know that going into it might feel, and I hear this from other people. That's the thing. It's not just me. I'm hearing this from other people as well, saying, "Wow, seems to be difficult." So But you can crank a couple different settings down to easier, and I don't know, maybe I'll have to do it. But I'm making my way through it, so I kind of want to keep toughing it out.
Sure.
But that's all I've played. So
Yeah, they should have what they did in Wolfenstein, which was kind of funny. I think it was the Colossus one, the latest one, Wolfenstein 2. When you choose your difficulty, the main character, BJ Blazkowicz, it shows him like the easiest level. He's sitting there, he's got like a little baby bonnet on, he's got a pacifier in his mouth. They like show him in the different, like different pictures to equate to the difficulty level. And I think the most difficult one when he's like all bruised up and beat up. So it goes from like baby to annihilated. They should have that for Lara.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. So moving on, you can support us at Patreon. You can become a patron of the show. Go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon. This is where you support us each and every month with a donation of your choice. And this does give you access to the bonus shows. Now, I do want to state, I do know we did not have a bonus show this week. It was a very busy week, and we didn't get a chance to record one. And I'm out traveling this week, so I don't expect that we'll get a chance to do another one. Maybe, well, Rob and I will talk maybe now that he's got the recording down. Oh, we'll see what we can do. But they will be back. I think there's 11 or 12 out there to listen to now, but we're going to continue to do that. I just got to get back off the road. And if you want to leave us a one-time tip, you can go to thisxboxlife.com/donate and be sure to subscribe to our Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube channels. All right, Rob. So what we topped this show, XO is back, and you were like, "What is XO? Is that like hugs and kisses?" And I'm not sure how. If you knew what it was, and
no,
I'm like,
I don't
even know what it stands. Oh, I better mute that site. It's a fan event. So Microsoft has announced the XO18 fan event, and let me see if I can get this full screen so I can read it. And this is going to take place in Mexico City on November 10th. Now, Phil Spencer came on to the most recent Xbox Inside Xbox and gave this announcement, and he said that it's an event aimed towards Xbox fans around the world. This will be hosted on Saturday, November 10th during the 4th annual Xbox Fan Fest in Mexico City. The event will be live streamed as an Inside Xbox episode, so fans outside of Mexico can join in on the promised announcements. This will be the largest Inside Xbox episode so far, reportedly clocking in at 2 hours long. And there will be announcements from both first and third-party developers. This is kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
This was okay. So that's it. So that's kind of, it's basically a standalone event that I don't ever remember XO, but. It sounds like Phil said, because he was making a comment about looking to see what they can bring back, and then he announced this, and I'm like, well, what is this? I don't ever remember this, but whatever it is, they're going to have this event. So it almost sounds like they're going to make some big announcements, and maybe we're going to hear stuff like what's coming from all the new studios that they purchased, because that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I wouldn't expect any news on the new hardware. I would imagine that will strictly be E3 next year. We'll probably have some more information on that. But I would, outside of new games, first party stuff coming, I think that'd be a big, that's probably a really good idea of what's going to happen. So sure. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Think that sounds about right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool that they're using this as a platform, not just like, like a marketing thing, which I think a lot of these things were, where it's kind of like that thing that you went to in Arizona.
Oh yeah, the Xbox One preview event.
Yeah, that was a preview, but instead of just having like, oh, here's the latest stuff that, that Microsoft has, and it's kind of just like a showcase, and it's things that the gamers already know, instead of having it like at a Microsoft store or whatever, that stuff's kind of dull. Like here
Yeah.
is their own showcase sort of,
Right.
and they're leveraging it for announcements, which is kind of cool. It's
Yeah.
it's nice to see them do that. And like you, I really don't remember these because when they first said like XO, I'm like, XO, okay.
Maybe I misunderstood him. Maybe he meant something else, but maybe he
No,
just
no,
meant we're gonna.
no,
I took it as like they're resurrecting an
no.
XO
That's
event.
exactly what he said.
Okay.
That they used to have them before. Maybe they just weren't like fully, or maybe they were just regional or something. And I
Could
really
be,
couldn't find a lot of information on them.
but so that's coming. So even though Rob, unless Gunny starts donating a lot more to the Patreon for us, I know we can't afford to go to Mexico City, but it's still definitely going to be. The cool thing is they're putting this into Inside Xbox, so everyone will be able to watch and hear the announcements live when they do it. So that's really cool,
Yeah.
and I think it's kind of neat that they're doing this in Mexico. Stretching it out, letting fans from other places other than the U.S. to partake in this. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So Gunny's leaving. Gunny's like, "Vámonos, amigos." I
Yeah.
think he does. I don't know if he meant good night. I'm going to bed. Good night. Or so long. I'm done being a patron. He's not paying our way.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So we got that to look forward to. Other items of note this week is, and I don't know if you wanted to talk about it, but um, the mouse and keyboard support. We talked about this on one of our bonus shows actually, and it's official.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's finally happening, and I don't know. I still don't. I think again, I think this falls into one of those categories of like I don't get it. Like, why would you want a mouse and keyboard on your Xbox? Now, I get it if like I think you sit at a desk and you play your
Yes.
Xbox on a monitor, correct?
Usually, well, I used to a lot. Actually, I used to do that exclusively with Xbox One prior to getting the X, which is on the 4K TV.
Okay, see that's the thing. I'm like so used to playing these on the TV. I'm like,
Right.
what am I going to do with a mouse and keyboard? I can't do anything with it. And I don't want to put like a table or some kind of tray in front of me, and then
I
I'm
get
sitting
it.
there doing this. So I don't know how much this will be used, but for people that play on a monitor, they maybe they have their computer and their Xbox playing off their monitors and stuff, and they're used to keyboard and mouse. This gives them an option, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I just hope that there's a way to separate, and I'm not playing competitive games against people that have mouse and keyboard because that is the best way to play. I like playing on the control.
Sure.
I think it's more comfortable for me for my hands, and I'm fine doing shooters. But for someone who has that pinpoint accuracy of a mouse and a keyboard, because it's there, um, it's not fair. So I hope that
Right.
but then the bad thing is it going to segment the communities? Is it like, oh well, there's a bunch of people with mouse and keyboard, but not as many with controllers, or is it vice versa?
You know,
But
I mean, that's a great concern. And I think that Microsoft has addressed this properly because there's a couple of things that came up out of this and what Phil said in his interview on Inside Xbox. So, first off, they're not shoehorning this in to everything. The developers
right,
have control. So, that's very important. So, the developer can decide, do we want controller support exclusively? Do we want to allow the keyboard? Do we want to make this keyboard only even? I mean, so that is in the hands of the developers. And then I recall in the rumors that came out a while back about this, was that I thought there was something about how you could actually like segment the players, keep you know, the controller people together, keep the keyboard people together. I mean, that's basically a function of live, probably in the matchmaking and such. But
Right.
the other thing was, and I think this is the key driver of this, it's not, can I play Fortnite with keyboard and mouse so I can just annihilate everybody? No, it's not. That's not the prime motivation of this. He said in his interview, or Phil said, that there's a lot of games on the Windows platform that cannot come to console because the games basically need keyboard and mouse, or they're best played on keyboard and mouse. And if
Right.
they bring keyboard and mouse over, then I think it really opens up every Windows 10 game to be on the Xbox One. That whole ecosystem can coexist, and Microsoft wants, they want the ecosystem to flourish because they make money on everything that sells in there. Because I mean, think about it. If there's a game like, I don't know, like, oh, let's go with real-time strategy games because that's what I've been talking about a couple times now today. But let's say Age of Empires. All right, if Age of Empires were to come to Xbox One, they would have to make it playable with the controller, or you have keyboard and mouse on the Xbox, right? Because
Yeah.
the Xbox can surely run it. I mean, it's got a great CPU, great graphics card and stuff like that. But the input is what really holds you back. And they'll be able to just port everything. So if it's in the Microsoft Store or potentially even on Steam, it can go and be played on the Xbox. And I'm just throwing Steam out just as an example of how widespread it can be. But we don't know anything about Steam games coming over. But
It's interesting.
yeah, I think that they're really doing this because of getting games on the Xbox, Windows games that currently exist that just can't come over right now. They'll be able to flow over seamlessly.
Yeah, there is stuff like real time strategy. Stuff that works better if you've got a keyboard. It's just
It's just a matter of
there's just
buttons,
some.
really.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see that. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And they did announce there is a Microsoft has got a partnership, I guess, with Razer.
Yeah.
So there's going to be Xbox branded mice and keyboard probably, or Razer branded, that are going to be part of this, and they are going to announce more on this at that EXO event. So
Right.
we will definitely have more information on that.
And he said also that basically any HID device, I forgot what that stands for, like human interface something.
Device.
Yeah, maybe. So I guess it's not HID device, which is like human interface device. But any keyboard and mouse that support that will be able to function on the Xbox One. So basically anything you have right now at home, any kind of mouse, USB style, of course,
Right. Should work.
Yeah, should work. Any keyboard should work. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's definitely really cool. And I wonder if that's really going to kill the market of, what's that one company that makes those keyboard to controller interfaces? Like XIM, something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Yeah, there's a company. They go for like $100, and you can use a keyboard and mouse. It's like a controller emulator,
Okay.
So you attach a keyboard and mouse to it, and then you can play your games on the console. So you can play your Call of Duty with keyboard and mouse on Xbox One.
So then, how will Xbox know that someone's not right? And
It's
then they end up in a controller lobby, but they're really playing.
well, with that, I don't think unless there's some way to really know based on device or something like that, they don't know. Because that goes on right now. There's people that play that way right now.
Hackers.
Sort of.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna look it up.
We don't want to advertise it here, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little dongle. They make them for Xbox One, PS4, 360, and PS3.
Huh.
It enables gamers. That's their
Whatever.
ad. Let's see how much is $100.
It's not worth it. Well,
Yeah.
they may go out of business because now that's not needed.
Yeah.
So unless somebody wants to spend the money so they can be in a mouse and keyboard in a controller lobby.
Mm-hmm.
So at least then they had to pay the money. So all right. Another thing coming up that personally I could care less about, but Xbox has announced deeper customizations with avatars. They talked about this in the last Inside Xbox stream. The focus is for avatars to become more inclusive, expressive, and creative for users to be able to further customize. The new avatar system takes the old one to an entirely new level. It will be called the Xbox Avatar Editor. Senior program manager Rand Santossi explained where this inspiration came from. And he says, we agreed very early that we wanted to bring the best parts of the Xbox original avatar into the expressive goodness and make it better. Almost all of our changes were based on feedback collected over the last 10 years. For example, we knew we wanted to get rid of gender-specific clothing to give people more freedom to customize. So, Rob, you can put a dress on your avatar now.
Sweet.
We also wanted to add more skin color options, and now we offer blue, green, and other creative hues.
Jeez. Okay.
So they took all the feedback to heart and started working on the new systems. They're going to have a photo booth will be available to take photos of the avatar with adjustable cameras. They had that before. Probably be more in depth, customized background, stuff like that. Gamer pics, you can use it as a gamer pic. And also collaborations with Halo gear, well, along with plenty of new accessories. So this is set to release in October. So look for it then.
Yeah, I mean, this is important stuff to some folks.
Well, some of the stuff I think that's neat is like, in fact, I know we have people who are like wheelchair bound that listen to our show. They can now have their avatar shown as being in a wheelchair. So it's neat. There's a lot of things like that I think are neat, and it's nice that they're doing that to do more like that. So again, it's one of those things that's like, I don't use avatars. To me, it's like, what's the point? You don't even see them anymore unless you go looking for it. But they're putting the option out there for people. Again, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. I don't have to use a mouse and keyboard, but it's there to people that want it. I don't need to do the avatars, but it's there for people that want it. So again, different, having those options are great for people. So, but the last thing that I had was talking tomorrow will be October 1st. So that means new Xbox Game Pass games. And Rob, there's something in here for both of us, actually. So some of the stuff coming out is a game called Split Second, Wolfenstein: The New Order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think you already played, but it's still there.
Great game.
Metro 2033 redo, Lego Indiana Jones. Let me see. Can't tell from the picture what those are. So I gotta go down and read the article. Westerado Double Barreled, Shantae Half Genie Hero, and everything's gonna be in there October 1st. with the exception of the next game that I'm going to mention, which arrives October 2nd, which is Tuesday, and that's Forza Horizon 4. So some good stuff in there for October. And I'm really excited for Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, yeah.
And again, this was a game I would have bought, and it just saved me $60. So it actually probably saved me $80 because I was buying the $20 more to get the VIP pass.
Yeah.
That's what I've done the last several times, and now that it's free or included in Game Pass, I'm not buying it. Now I'll miss out on the VIP, but it doesn't matter. I'm saving a minimum of $60. So bonus.
So I was just going to ask about that because I've gotten that version as well in the past, and now without the, without the VIP, I was like, is it going to really detract from the game at all? And
well, but I think you can still buy the VIP pack because I think you can purchase that for, I think you've
like
always
$20.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like DLC. So you can get the base game and then just buy the VIP pack.
Yeah, I suppose.
So instead of paying $80, you're paying $20 for the game.
And with the VIP pack, what do you get? It's a couple extra cars, and then you get the double wheel spin thing.
Yeah, double wheel spins, bonus cash. It's not a whole lot. So I'm gonna forego it this time. You'll rank up a little quicker, I think. You get bonus a ton more. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna have to take a month to get to level 50 of a week. I don't think it's that drastic. So,
well, the other thing too is, it would give you all those extra credits. I remember that because it would double whatever you got on the wheel spin, right?
The money, yeah.
Yeah. And I found I just drove the same car all the time. I didn't change the cars around as much, and I didn't really like to go into the store to spend my money. I'm like, I got like 4 million credits. I don't want to spend them. I might need them for something, a rainy day.
Exactly. So,
yeah. So
well,
we'll see. But yeah, it's a pretty good month for these games. I mean, Forza Horizon's good. Wolfenstein, Metro 2033 redo is pretty good. I've never heard of the Westerado or the Shantae. Split Second, I think we got that with Games with Gold. What, about a year ago?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the 360 game.
Yeah.
So.
And every Lego game's pretty much fantastic. So there's another one.
So.
If we don't already have that.
Yeah.
I lost track of which ones we have.
So. Did you have any other news items?
No, I don't.
All right. So I do not have passing the rant this week.
Or I could have a rant because you're not having a rant.
Sure. Rob's rant of the week.
No. So
hosting sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you trade one problem for another with this streaming stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
The old software had its quirks, and the news different.
The new stuff still does too.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so
all right.
If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, you can go to thisxboxlife.com. There's a widget on the right-hand side of the screen. You can click on that, leave us up to a 90-second voicemail. If you need to talk longer, just leave us multiples, or you can also do an MP3 recording and email it over to us at contact@thisxboxlife.com. That's our general contact email, and you can also send us questions. We'll read them on the show. Questions, comments, all that good stuff. We're also on Twitter. The quick way to find that is go to thisxboxlife.com/Twitter, or just search for @thisxboxlife. And we have a Facebook group, which is at our website, or you can go to thisxboxlife.com/Facebook. I'm like not able to talk anymore. I don't know why.
Pulling a Braun tonight.
Yeah. Or something. But anyway, our Facebook group is a closed group, which means that you do have to answer two extremely excruciatingly difficult, painful questions. No, not really. They're not hard. If you're a listener of the show, you should get them just fine. And
Yeah.
it also is anything you post in there, it stays within the group. So people outside of the group do not see any posts that we have. So it's private. You can talk about your gaming and not have your friends judge you. Well, they still might judge you, but at least not about the games. And this week's retail releases.
Hey, you know what? Before you go into that, I forgot something. I was going to tell you. I think you and Kyle and Franco are wearing off on me. So I did play Smash Up. I can't remember if I mentioned that last week. I don't think I did.
No, I think we talked about it.
That we actually played the full game. Yeah. Well, yesterday, my youngest son had soccer pictures, and then he had a game, and my wife was gone, and my daughter was sick, so my oldest son stayed home with her, and my wife was off doing her thing, and so I had to take him to soccer, and we had time between pictures and soccer, and so he wanted to go to that game store I showed you.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That we checked out. So we went over there the other day, and I went in and talked to the guy, and I was like, kind of tell him what I was looking for, and he recommended. And I did something I told him we're playing Smash Up. We kind of like it, but I'm looking for something that's maybe a little easier and not quite as long for, kind of the breadth of my kids and me. And
sure.
He recommended DC card deck builder game.
Oh, the DC superhero?
Yeah, it's like a deck builder game. And they actually were out of it. They only had an expansion, but he was explaining it to me, and they had this. And he's like, it's kind of the same thing, but it is more complicated. But it was, the DC one was pretty straightforward, probably easier for my ages of my. So I ended up watching some. I can't see you, so.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not watching the feed.
Yeah, it's the DC Comics deck building game from Cryptozoic.
Yeah, that's it, from Cryptozoic. That's the one that I ordered.
Yeah.
So I ended up ordering that with like the first expansion it came with, because it was saying that it opens it up for like co-op play. And I ordered that, right? So I ordered that.
Sure.
But so I ordered that, but then while we were there, I picked expansion up. And then
wait, you picked up what?
I picked up another expansion for Smash Up.
Oh, nice.
And then I was actually watching. I ended up today. We were watching some game stuff on YouTube. I was watching with the kids, and we were watching. We were watching more of.
Did you watch This Board Game Life?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I got to watch shows that are actually still in production. Yeah. I wish I could have watched this Board Game Life. But anyways, I ended up looking at some stuff, and I was telling my oldest son, because I bought Star Realms, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was awful. I think it was another one of your recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time we played it, I was just like, man, it just seemed complicated to me. But we were watching the DC card game. Like, I was looking at it like, okay, I want to get more information. So we were watching them play on YouTube and some reviews and stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't look too bad.
No.
My kids are more Marvel, but
sure.
They still like some of the DC characters. And I'm like, this game does look a lot easier, and I think it would be fun. And then we looked at that Legendary and for Marvel, and I was like, oh, yeah, that looks a little bit more.
Yeah, Legendary is awesome. It's a little more involved, because with a lot of games, they teach you like concepts, like actions that you play throughout the game, and the more games you play, the more you pick up on those. So future games are easier to learn. So if you guys like get through some of these, Like,
Right.
Smash Up's a good entry level. The DC one is pretty decent. Then games like Legendary later on will be a piece of cake.
So then we watched those, and then I don't know, it put me like in a mood. So I was, hey, do you want to play Star Realms? Like I haven't played this in like a really long time. And so we went and played it, and we sat down, and he was like, him and my daughter play it, and
Okay.
I was like, man, I haven't played this in a while. So you're gonna get through it, and we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm like, okay, for some reason today it just clicked, and I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
was because I was watching the YouTube videos of people playing a game, because I was like, oh, this is very similar to the DC
It is.
um, game thing. It's just a little, it's still kind of. So I was like, oh, okay, now this makes sense, and I get this, and we had a great time. We had a lot of fun, and I was
That's
like, dude, we got
awesome.
to play this again. And then I asked him, I was like, this is just a two-person game, right? And he's like, yeah. So then we went and looked at more. We went back and watched more YouTube on Star Realms and the different expansions. And I guess there's one. I think it's called Factions.
Mm-hmm.
And it. Wow, we were watching. Oof, that's pretty intense. They've got like co-op in that version where you're battling these bosses, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, this. So I think I'm gonna have to pick that too.
Yeah. I can also give you a little caution, I guess, with some of these expansions. The expansions can change the game sometimes to where it's not fun for
Oh yeah,
everybody. So you just be careful with those because, the expansions sometimes make the games meatier, sometimes more mean,
yeah,
and it's not for everybody, and it can just sour people. So, and it's sometimes best off to not get expansions right away. Just play the base game, get used to it, because jumping into the expansions too quickly can again just dilute the game. Because I've got a game
yeah,
called Dominion that I've got
yeah.
a ton of the expansions for it, and it got to the point of where we would play with all the expansions kind of tossed in. So you got like two cards from this expansion, two cards from the base game, card here, a card from there, and while every game was different, the cards really didn't work together very well. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
the games are made to the cards are made to like chain together, and sometimes you dilute that too much and it can make for a bland experience. But some people like that. They like having different stuff all the time.
Yeah, and that's
But
kind of what I like watching people review and play them. You get an idea of, like, one of the reviews for the Star Realms. There was a new, they call them like booster packs or something. They were like, well, it doesn't really change it a whole lot, or this one's better. And they kind of like, if you're going to do it, start over here. If you're going to buy these, then just wait. But
yeah,
so, but yeah, Hawk, we're talking about, sorry, we're not even talking about Xbox game. We're talking about a card game. I kind of sidetracked us here right at
yeah,
the end of the show, but I did want to say that also, um, our TXL car club is up and running in 4. So thank you, Christoph, for setting that up. He's the man to beat. He's one of those that is an awesome driver. He's been, I think, in about all of our clubs, and he's usually the leader in the leaderboard. So he's already got the game. He's already far enough in to set it up. So he's done that.
wow,
So you can look for TXL as soon as you are able to join clubs in Forza Horizon 4. Check us out and join. I will definitely be on there as soon as I make it. So, all right, that's all I needed to interrupt you
okay.
for.
Oh, good interruption. Maybe we can count this as this board game life
Yeah,
episode.
well, if I keep going down this path, we might
Yeah,
spin it up with you. Be like, all right.
let's do it. But
Oh,
hey, I was going to ask. I know with some of the games, I don't remember if Star Realms had it, but for some of the games, if you buy another like core box or whatever you want to call it of the game, sometimes you can put them together and play 4 people. Did that one have that?
That's true.
I don't remember if it did that or not.
I suppose we could still do it if we had more cards.
Yeah.
Because you dish out, like, you start out with the same, everybody starts out with the same deck.
Yeah, the same starter cards. Yeah.
Like the buying and attacking, everybody has the same to start with. So, add another core deck, yeah, you could essentially bring more people in.
Yeah.
So, but it might get a bit confusing, but
yeah,
might be worth trying.
Yeah, they usually have in the instructions, they'll like, get a second pack or a second box. And these are the 4-player rules, but I don't remember if that had them or not.
I'll have to look at the rules.
Yeah.
We still have them, so.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Very cool. I'm glad you're giving it a go. So, already.
Yeah.
So I think we're up to the retail releases.
We are.
Okay, Rob, what you got for us today? What you got? We're ready to play. Give us a list of games that we can buy and play. Okay, Rob.
Already the retail releases for the week of October 2nd through the 5th. We have, I even forgot about this one. On October 2nd, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That one totally got overshadowed by Forza, at least for me.
Yep.
Yeah, so this one's Xbox One Enhanced, and this is where they go into ancient Greece. And it'll be interesting. We also have on October 2nd, Mega Man 11, Gnome's Garden on the 3rd, Armored Freedom on the 5th, and WWE 2K19 Deluxe Edition. And it's kind of weird. They don't have Forza in here unless they counted the release of it. Yeah, we're looking at the Xbox Wire listing. So Forza Horizon 4 also is releasing.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I know they put it last week, but I still figured it would be in this list.
Oh, yeah.
For the standard edition. So I'm surprised they didn't. This is Microsoft's list. I'm surprised they didn't have it.
Whoops.
But we know.
Yeah, we got it covered. We talked about it enough already. And games with gold for Xbox One for the month of, well, I'm not even going to go into the September stuff because one of them, well, at least for me here, for another 3 minutes, you snooze, you lose, I guess. And that is LiveLock is good until the middle of October. That's
Get that
one.
game.
Yeah, I just installed this one today. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I loaded it. Overcooked. This is the original version. It comes out on October 1st through the end of the month. And I really like this game, but getting people to play it is tough. I'm finding. And then when you do play it, you just want to strangle them silly.
Yes. That's why I've only played this game like once with.
Yeah.
That's it. I quit. I'm out of here.
Why can't you wash? Why can't you wash the dishes and chop the onions? That's all I ask.
I don't know why I expect you to wash the dishes in a game. You won't do them in real life.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. And then later on in the month, we're going to have Victor Vran for Xbox 360. We have Stuntman Ignition coming out on the 1st through the 15th. So those are the games with gold. And then, as usual, if you're making any purchases of any kind on Amazon, please use our affiliate link. That's a great way to support the show. Doesn't cost you anything extra. but each and every time you make those purchases, we get a small little finder fee for sending you their way, and it helps defray some of the costs of doing the show. Also, if you're an iTunes user, you can, if you can find us in the iTunes store, give us a 5-star rating in there. That's another great way to help us out. It helps more people find the show, the more ratings that we get on there. And we broadcast on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube. At least we do now. We were just doing Twitch for a while.
Earlier tonight.
Yeah. But now we're on all three yet again. So it's Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube. You can watch us on any and all of those if you want. And thanks to Learned Your Lesson for the music. So I think that's all I've got, Mark. Do you have anything else?
I'm good. I'm out of here. So if you guys see me online, hit me up. We'll play some. I will be trying to download Forza, but I'm available for live block. And I'll be playing Tomb Raider. But I'll see you guys online. I'm Mark, aka Wingman709, taking off.
And I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.